This week's review was nominated by Dave Nolan and Rocky. A top supporter of the channel, he's also just started to get into content creation himself. Check out his excellent Halloween special video. An obscure sequel in the Dragon Buster series, Dragon Valor would mark one of Namco's quieter releases after blockbusters like Tekken and Ridge Racer. It didn't get much of a fair shake at launch, earning middling reviews and even poorer sales, ending the Dragon Busting series in its tracks. It seems like a damning indictment, but much like finding a diamond in the rough, Dragon Valor boasts a lot of likeable qualities, buried under some less than flattering visuals and somewhat pedestrian gameplay. Those who stick with it may find their next worthwhile adventure, albeit one that won't replace any of the system's classics. In a world where dragons roam with immense power, the only line of defense are the Dragon Valors, warriors born with legendary blood, which allows them to wield deadly magical swords. This takes shape in the form of beat-em-up gameplay with RPG elements. Characters all wield swords, allowing you to perform a basic 3-hit combo and block by not touching the buttons. But as you find tomes, spells can also be learnt that let you cast fire, healing, and stealth amongst other things. The structure is pretty basic, seeing you pass between screens while killing any man, creature, or demon in sight, with an outlandish list of baddies ranging from thieves to giant praying mantis. But you'll see palette-swapped foes fairly early on, and while the combat itself functions just fine, it's something of an acquired taste, lacking much depth or nuance. Dragon Valor doesn't do much for the senses either. By the time it hit European shores in 2000, the basic geometry and flat-looking character models looked behind the curve. The environments, though distinct from one another, feel static and straightforward. Cutscenes suffer bare animation and no attempts at facial features. And though impressive boss characters stand out from the pack, it's not quite enough. Auditory elements fare marginally better, particularly the enjoyable soundtrack, which benefits from a mix of late 90s JRPG stylings and heavier rock music depending on the scenario. There's no voicing, which shouldn't be an issue, but some noticeable typos in the text translation can confuse matters. The effects can be a touch tinny at points, though some of the clangs of combat hit with some force. It's not up there with the feats accomplished by other Namco games, though. So, it's all sounding a touch dire at this point, but Dragon Valor regains a lot of ground thanks to its generation-spanning story. During the opening 2 chapters, you take on the role of Clovis, a vengeance-seeking hero who yearns to kill dragons that left both his village and sister burnt to a crisp. During one chapter, a certain decision pops up regarding a locked, yet smashable, door, which is left up to the player, and this is the first of a couple of key choices which alter how the game unfolds. Depending on whether you meet this person behind the door, Clovis will marry one of 2 ladies and produce offspring, who take over the story in the subsequent chapter. This further splinters with a second choice during Codell's chapter, leading up to 3 endings that boost the game time to around 30 hours. It seems small, but the drastic shift in style between chapters proves worthwhile exploring, and opens up more narrative. Completing it for the first time results in the opening of a gallery that features art related to the story path you've beaten, with more rewards as you clear new paths. It lends Dragon Valor a nice sense of diversity, with the gritty uprising narrative of Arlen's side contrasting with Cadel's swashbuckling antics. The latter end of the story does feel pretty similar between each thread, though some tweaks on the stage paths and story still keep you engaged. The only real shame is the endings, which feel too similar to each other to stand apart, as well as the long text scrolls between chapters, often seeing key characters perish off screen. The only other noticeable issue is the dreadfully handled shops between some stages, which forces you to cycle through 3 items individually each and every time, even if you only want the latter. Dragon Valor is a mixed bag, but one that still has some delightful positives. While the rudimentary beat-em-up gameplay and dated presentation likely turned many players off at the time, those who scratch below the surface quirks will find a charming narrative which offers incentive to return at least twice. The alternate chapters, sense of variety, and narrative strengths keep this one afloat, and while both action and RPG aficionados may find the melding of the two dilutes the whole, it's still worth a look for those willing to look past some draconic issues.